I know you guys think, hey, I just saw one of those things being fixed and I'm trying to pull a fast one, right? Wrong. Remember I said I had a second one? Well, there's the one I fixed before. And they do look kind of alike. They both look like they're the same, except for this one's branded Vcom. This one's branded Wavecom. They're both the same unit. This is the one I fixed before. As you'll see on the back, this one has not been modified. I modified this one with the AV plugs on the back. This one's got the basic coaxial connectors for the audio and video inputs. And like this one, it's broken, but I don't know what's wrong with it. So in this video, we're going to take this one apart and see whether this one's got the same problem that the other one had, or whether it's a totally different problem. I actually have 3 of these Vcom or Wavecom professional RF modulators. I have 3 of these. I have 2 of the Olsen technology, which have the AC power adapter built in. And I have the Blonder Tongue stereo, MTS. And I have a Radio Shack, or whatever they called theirs, Realistic, Archer, whatever they called theirs. The American made, it was switchable channel 3 and channel 4, but it had the MTS encoder, so it had the good sound. These ones are mono. As you can see, it looks similar to the other one, except for the board color is different. And we may find some different goodies underneath the board. Let's pop out the board and see whether this one is the same or whether it's different than the other. It looks similar, but it's a different generation. And it says, designed and manufactured by Wavecom Electronics Canada. So it just could be just a different color board on this one. But we'll something sticky on it. We'll find out. We'll find out pretty quick here once I get this thing apart and see what the underlying problem is. I'm curious as to whether the problem on this one was the same as the problem on the other, and that'll be the first place I look. Okay, after removing the screws, the board lifts out, and as we can see, this one is identical, I think, to the other one. Yep, this one looks to be the same. I'm going to inspect some of the solder. If I remember, it was in one of these transistors down here is where my problem was on the other one. It was one of these, it was a connection, one of these ones was a broken connection in here on it. But let's get this thing hooked up and powered up and see if we get any video signals off of this thing. Looking at the dip switch settings, it looks to be that this modulator is set to channel 7, which is interesting because that's where my other modulator was. So let's plug this one in. I've got it hooked up to my, at least to the video output of my DVD player. My DVD player is on. I'm just going to find my AC adapter. I'll use the same one that I fixed for the other one. And we'll see if we've got a signal coming out of this thing at all. Well, as you can see, I don't see any picture at all on this one. Oh, there it is. I have a signal. This thing started working. What the heck? This thing just started working on its own. Oh, we have a problem though. When I tap it, this one's got a problem. When I tap it, it's going to cut out. So I'm just smacking the thing on my bench here. And the picture's cutting out. So we do have a problem with this one. But it would have been nice if it had stayed off. It didn't stay off long enough to find the problem. It just started working on its own. But I already have a feeling I know where the problem is going to be on this thing. because I found that problem on the other one. So let's just tap around on the board. I'm gonna get my trusty 1/4" drive hammer and see if we can localize where the fault is. And I think the fault is right in this area here. Because when I tap on this board, you'll see that the picture breaks up. Oh boy, does it ever break up there. And from the looks of things, where I'm tapping on this board is right down here in this area. And if we look down here, it looks like somebody at some point in time has been doing some work. I'm going to get my big magnifying glass out and we'll stare at this thing. This modulator was given to me in a broken state, so I haven't worked on this one yet. And I was hoping it was going to be the same problem as my other one, which was a solder connection over here. But this one here appears that we have a problem over here, because I even just tap it with my finger and it breaks up. This is the area here that I feel that I've got it localized down to. It's because when I just so much just touch the board in this area here, I don't have to tap it at all, just ever so slightly touch it. The picture really breaks up quite badly. I can scrape other areas of the board and it's not doing anything. And as soon as I get into this area here, I have a lot of breakup on the picture. So somewhere in here we have a connection that's not good. I'm just going to reflow these ICs. I'm going to put some flux on here. We'll reflow these ICs and some of these parts in here and see if that makes a bit of a difference. So I'm just going to get the iron warmed up here, and we'll get our flux out. We'll take off the power, of course. Do this without power, and we'll get some flux in here. We'll go over some of these parts. This is actually in the video and audio modulator section right here. As you can see, I'm not adding any more solder to this. I'm just reflowing what's already there. And the flux will clean the components and the board as I heat it. Okay, let's okay. Oh, we're really smacking it in here, but tapping on the board lightly. I have no more. I have no more lines in the picture. Well, I see 100% improvement. I'm not getting the lines in the picture that I was getting before, so I have a feeling that we had a problem in this area here. And this area was something that somebody had worked on at some point in the past, because there was some fresher solder down in here. I just went and redid all of these ones. I also redid the ones that were bad on the other modulator. They're the same. I did the diodes and transistors over here, and I redid the outputs over here, the amplifier on it. And as you can see, the picture is perfect. So I think we have another one that can go back together and go back into service at some point. I just have to find yet another frequency to put this thing on, because it's on channel 7. I already have a channel 7 modulator and have a channel 9 and a 12 and a 2, 4, and 5. So gotta find another frequency to put this on, and I want to keep them all the ones that I'm using, I want to keep them all in the VHF band, just so that they don't interfere with my UHF reception off air for my digital TV stuff. So to put this unit back together, we just slide the board in and drop it in place. The screws or the nuts on the back hold the board in place here. Then there's a couple more screws that go in the front to ground it. We'll put them in. And then we'll go about setting this to yet a different frequency once we get all the shielding and stuff in place. Goes on just like that. A few more screws on the side to hold it together, and now we can set our frequency and test it for one final time before this unit either finds a new home or goes back into service. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with all these things yet. I've got more than I need, so I may just cut a few of these things loose, as I've got more analog modulators now than I have analog sources to put on them. I've decided that I think this modulator should probably go on channel 8. So I'll move it up to 8 from 7. So to do that, I just look up the chart for channel 8, which is 181.25 megahertz. I'm going to set the dip switches as follows. I'm going to set the first set of filters to 1001111. So 100, where are we here? 11011. So I'll flick this one up. Right, so that's channel 8, 1001111. That's the first set of the first one. The second needs to be set to 1111101. So 1111101. And the third one, the channel, needs to be set to 00111100. So we'll just flick that one up. Now we're set for channel 8. Let's power the unit up and put the TV on channel 8. So channel 8, there we go. TV set to channel 8. Apply power. Keep fingers crossed that we get a picture. And there we go. We are now on channel 8. Next, I'll show you how to insert these signals into the existing cable. Now, of course, in my video distribution closet, I've got a series of splitters just like that. And I'm combining all my signals going in. My modulators are all going in. And then the input, or my modulators are all going into the outputs of a splitter. And then the combined output contains all the signals that are going back to distribution. When you've combined your signals together like this is what you end up with on the TV. So now what I've done is I've got two of the modulators here. I've got the channel 2 one, or the one I programmed to channel 2 fixed, and the one that I've now set on channel 8 here. And in my media closet, I've got a 4 and a 7 and a 9 and a 12 and a 27, which is also on there, another analog one. And what I've done is I've taken the two outputs from these two and I've put them into my 3-way splitter. It's sending the signal back to the other TVs in the other part of the house. So the signals from these modulators can be picked up now on other televisions in the house, as well as on my test monitor here. If I swing over to here, you'll see now I'm on channel 2, which is piping in a signal from my cable box. If I switch to channel 3 or channel 4, this is from another cable box that's in my media closet. Channel 7 is my PVR, which is another system, the standard definition feed. Channel 8 is from the modulator here that I just fixed, and I don't have my levels set quite right yet. If I adjust the RF level here, I can probably get rid of that interference, or I may have to find another channel, because I've got a signal on 7, 8, and 9 now, and I'm getting a little bit of bleed through here from one of the other ones, but I could change to another channel to probably eliminate that. Maybe go up to channel 10. Next one up is channel 9, which is my security cameras. Channel 12, which is the Blonder Tongue stereo, which plays my media player 24/7 of all my shows that I've got. And then 27 is coming off of an off-air converter, and that one there is a little bit noisy because this is a low level modulator. It's not a high level modulator like the others. This one's just a little bit noisy. And then back down to channel 2. So if I want to try and improve that signal on 8, let's move that one to another channel. Let's try moving it to 10 and see if that'll eliminate that ingress there from the other two modulators. So now I put it on channel 10, so there's 2, 4, 7, 9, 10, no more ingress, and 12. Oh, cool. That's how you can multiplex these units together. Now, of course, the proper place to put these would be in my media closet. I'm inserting the signals downstream. Normally, all these signals would be combined together using splitters backwards. So you would multiplex all of your signals together using cable splitters to combine all the signals together, and then they would go into your coax for distribution. But that's how you can multiplex multiple professional modulators like this together. Because these units all have saw filters on them, you can put them on channels right next to each other and they won't interfere. Whereas try that with a couple of VCRs. If anybody ever tried that, you know, the days of the old VCR, if you put one on channel 3 and the other on channel 4 and you mix the two signals together, well, you got less than desirable results because the modulators in a VCR were double sideband AM modulators, and the lower sideband from channel 4 would completely swamp the upper sideband to channel 3. These use vestigial sideband modulation, so the lower sideband is severely attenuated when you get past, I think it's 3/4 of a megahertz. below the carrier frequency. The lower sideband is rolled off. So you get a bit of the lower sideband at the lower frequency, so you've got maximum power, but then the lower sideband is rolled off, and your detail only is carried in the upper sideband. It's similar to single sideband, but a little more stable, because you've still got your carrier, and you got a small portion of your lower sideband, but it rolls off. The frequencies of the lower sideband are rolled off severely once you get beyond, I think, if I remember correctly, it's 0.75 megahertz. That way you don't interfere with the next channel down, and that just allowed more channels to be put in the available bandwidth for the NTSC system. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and now this modulator is fixed. Now I've got 3 of these that are working that I can find a use for. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.